The following podcast contains strong language and ridiculous cartoon scenarios conjured up by two self-proclaimed comedy wizards. Between you and me, they're more like Saturday morning court jesters fueled by sugary cereal. But either way, the opinions expressed and presented are mere musings, so please humor their well-intentioned hijinks with a laugh and not by taking anything they say seriously. Unless, of course, you want to pay them to say something else. Could always use a new pair of shoes.
Okay, hello everybody and welcome to ReviewParty.com. I'm Brent.
I'm Matt.
This is a show, it's on the internet, comedy, podcast, internet reviews. You get the idea. You get the idea. Matt, what do you think about Sloppy Joes, huh?
I like them. I'm a fan. It's just, I worry about the buns.
All right, excellent pregame banter. I've got a review here.
Okay. Is it possibly related to Sloppy Joes?
No, it isn't at all. I just, we got to be like the other cool podcasts where they wear bucket
Talk about
hats.
Just garbage, right?
The best part of the podcast is at the beginning.
Where they talk about their week.
I did have Sloppy Joes this week, so.
All right.
This first review is for 5 foot, 148 LEDs, lighted palm trees. Artificial palm trees with coconuts light up tropical palm trees for St. Patrick's Day indoor, outdoor Hawaiian jungle luau party beach patio decor.
Okay.
It's a big plastic tree with some freaking Christmas lights on it, I guess.
Sounds fun.
This review is from Bobbert. They title it Seems to Work Very Well. Use this tree as a decoration on a large inside train layout for the holidays. It went together easily and works quite well. It came with rods to hold it into the ground, but I did not use them. Instead, I used the holes in the base to screw it down to the wooden platform display top. The remote works okay. I mainly use the flashing feature. I would like it better if you could vary the colors of the flashing lights. Like flash green, then red, then blue, etc. It only lets you flash one color at a time. 5 stars.
I tell you, if I had a dime for every time I heard someone talk about the flashing function.
Is that so?
It's mainly when I go, I buy my trench coats and I look in the details. What's the flashing function on this?
What's the shutter speed on this trench coat
on this
here?
Flash, yeah. It's kind of comparing apples to oranges with the flashing function of a decorative seasonal lit up tree. But
he said he wants his seizures to be Technicolor.
I dream in Technicolor seizures. That's not going to offend anybody.
Yeah, that sounds pretty awful. Hey, we're really on a roll. We got Sloppy Joe banter. We got offending epileptics this episode. We got plastic palm trees. Sheesh.
I mean, to be honest, he's probably just seeing things on TikTok and whatnot. These people have projected videos on their lit up trees where the tree is talking and cussing and giving the old daring do to the people slowly driving by. He wants his palm tree to kind of do the same thing. I bet.
So this is a bit of a case of keeping up with the Joneses in 2022.
The Joneses have upgraded and
the Joneses plug in their Christmas lights to the freaking computer.
Yeah.
He heard remote. He pictured some sort of comic book supervillain style remote that can do all kinds of things.
Yes, it's a giant. It triggers trap doors.
Resident Evil laser beams shoot out of it and cut everything in half around it.
It possibly including the Joneses. Darn them!
You can quicken the plastic coconut ripening.
And please, maybe, just alternate between what colors the palm tree is flashing in.
There's no way that there's not some LED lights on here that come with a computer app for advanced flashing technique simply, you know?
Yeah. In this day and age of everyone's a streamer, you can pick this stuff up for $20, I'm sure.
I was going to say he went with the cheap option. Matt, this bad boy is $89.99.
Hey. All right. He's trying to keep up with the Joneses.
Yeah, this...
But they're in a dead sprint.
You know, Jeff is going to be pretty jealous of this one. Jeff, who he follows on TikTok, mutual follower.
Yeah.
Got a new palm tree today. Check out the flash on this one. Hashtag St. Patrick's Day. Hashtag indoor, hashtag outdoor, hashtag Hawaiian, hashtag jungle, hashtag luau party, hashtag pool, hashtag beach, hashtag patio decor. And then he forgets he posted it, checks the TikTok later that evening to see how many views it got. 12 views, no likes. You know?
Oh, not even like your kids liked it. Oh.
The only like is that pity like from Mr. Jones.
Just because they have to coexist.
Right. Just to keep things not just civil, but, you know, out of the awkward territory.
Yeah.
If Bobbert here is down bad for some TikTok likes, you know, you don't want him coming knocking on your door.
No.
Joneses, I got a LED light to pick with you. How are your palm trees dancing to merry little Christmas? Meanwhile, over here, I can't even go red and blue. You know, you can't even customize this for Independence Day. That's why they said St. Patrick's Day in the Amazon listing, because that's a one-color holiday.
Yeah, it's very easy, very simply programmed. Flash of green.
Christmas, you gotta get red and green, red and white.
Can't do it.
Independence Day, you need the three. You need the bomb pop or nothing.
Truer words have never been spoken.
What's the white berry without first having the grape? Or no, cherry? Yeah, you gotta have the cherry. Fruit punch, maybe. I don't even know what it is. It's good. Bomb pops rule. Bomb pops elite popsicles.
They're fantastic. Yeah.
I think the only popsicles I like more are the ones with the ice cream cores.
Okay.
The like orange popsicle and it's got ice cream in the middle. Those rule.
It's a little like the good humor bars. Is that what we're talking?
You know.
Or you like the actual cone where there's a little dingle and doesn't matter. I thought you were going to say push pops, and I was going to call you a child. That I half agree with.
Push pops, bro.
Nothing.
That is the elite sherbet distribution mechanism.
Yeah,
as
absolutely.
Far as I'm concerned.
It's the best way to taste cardboard too.
The best way to get your hands so cold because you gotta shimmy them around to warm it up to push it.
As long as we're fixated on colors here a little bit. Mm-hmm. I have a review from the peak. I don't know why we haven't, why the podcast isn't foundationally based on this website. Because I'm pretty sure our entire lives have been based on this provider of fine goods. I have a review from Kohl's.com. For the Mattel Hot Wheels Mario Kart Rainbow Road die-cast car track set.
Oh,
this sucker's
Hot Wheels.
$139.99.
Oh,
don't worry, your mom's got Kohl's cash. That'll bring it down to a manageable, meager 100. Maybe she's got a 20% off, 30% off. She got it in the mail. We're Gucci. We're fine.
I'm glad my mother isn't the only one that lives and dies by her Kohl's cash and her percentage off coupons.
And I quote, "You need anything from Kohl's?"
No.
I got Kohl's cash. It's going to expire.
Yeah, that's the thing. Your family member approaches you with Kohl's cash. They're putting a gun to your head and demanding that you ask them for some clothes.
How's your swimsuit holding up? The waistband getting a little loose. I got some Kohl's cash. We could fix something here. Yeah.
The net's getting a little sweaty. Yeah, that's
a little stretched out.
A little stretch in the net.
Get some new trunks.
Give me this review.
Fittingly, this review comes to us from the mommiest mom. And she writes, "Here we go." And then in brackets, "This review was collected as a part of a promotion." I have 3 boys under the age of 6, parentheticals, twin 6-year-olds and a 4-year-old. They have some varied interests, and it's rare to find something they can all play with together. The Hot Wheels Mario Kart Rainbow Road Raceway set is one of those rare unicorn toys. The Hot Wheels aspect appeased my Hot Wheels aficionado, who put most of the track together by himself. The Mario Kart component thrilled my Mario Bros. Fan. And the lights and sounds thrilled my youngest, who loves to compete with his brothers. The set was an instant hit, and when they continue to play with day after day. And I know what you're thinking. This is pretty vanilla so far.
This is a pretty nice review.
Her closing line, "Toadsworth it." 5 stars.
You're not getting that Toad expansion pack. Don't
Toad's
even
worth
bother.
it. Toad's worth I'm so happy.
That pun really made it for you, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I'm ready to knock her. She says she has kids under the age of 6 and then says she has twin 6-year-olds. Like,
yeah.
Mommy, what are you talking about? But then she not only knows who Toadsworth is, but she knows to make a pun on his name.
I wonder if she drew a little mustache on her generic Toad figure, making it into a Toadsworth.
Oh, yeah, her husband definitely has his Warhammer 40,000 fine Games Workshop paint set. And she shook it, she busted it out, she primed Toad, and then she painted him just to look dapper AF.
Give him a little super glue, a little cane to his hands that he can whack the other carts with. Is this like I don't want to say it's a slot car racing. The one where you pull the trigger and cars go.
It is kind of slot car. They're all on their own tracks.
Mm-hmm.
But allegedly, from all the reviews I read, like, you'll go through a quote-unquote item box, and it's like randomized. And you might hit a banana peel, in which case something will pop up and stop you in the track. And then it's electronically, it'll display who crossed the finish line first. This thing seems dope.
Yeah, that actually makes it seem kind of worth the price tag. That's awesome.
A common knock was that it only came with 2 cars, so you can't fill out all 5 lanes without buying more. But you could live a little. This is Rainbow Road.
It is Rainbow freaking Road, all right? Where's Mario without the Luigi? What's your Mario Kart race without Donkey Kong just going, pun intended, ape shit? Sweet, sweet memories. I have a review.
Yeah?
This one is also from Amazon. Bring us out of that place of comfort and back to the swamp. That Cole's review is far too wholesome. We have an Amazon review here for BioClean Drain Septic #2. Can clean drains, septic tanks, grease traps, all natural, 100% guaranteed, no caustic chemicals. Removes fats, oils, and grease. Completely cleans your system. Amazon choice.
My system, no. My house's system, maybe, but not mine. I hope.
It'll just, all those oils and fats inside of you that you don't want, get them out.
Some of them are protecting me, I assume.
No, all germs are bad germs. Get rid of them. This review is from Firehorse. They title it.
I'm sorry, I'm just imagining my system like completely factory settings, storeroom ready. I pop some almonds in my mouth and you just hear them echo down my perfectly clean esophagus into my intestines.
Yeah, those almonds look like the Emperor after Darth Vader throws him down the shaft. Just land in the pit of your stomach like you threw a pebble down a well.
Oh, all right.
And then the grinders start.
Anyway, the review.
They title it, See for Yourself. I just purchased this product and have treated my drain for the first 5 days as directed.
What?
I cannot say that my pipes are cleaner because, naturally, I cannot see into them. They were working fine, but I bought BioClean because it was recommended as a maintenance product for my pipes. But here's what I can offer. I experimented by putting the same amount of organic matter in 2 glasses of warm water, cornflakes, oatmeal, cottage cheese, and oil, and treating 1 glass with BioClean. I stirred the contents and left the glasses untouched overnight. See the results for yourself. The right-hand side is the treated glass with BioClean, 5 stars. And then there's there's a few pictures of 2 glasses that frankly look like they're filled with pee and, I don't know, scrapings from the bottom of a boat.
Okay.
I guess there's slightly less in the right one. Either way, uncomfortable. The left one, you can see a couple of the aforementioned corn flakes floating.
Okay.
Among them, 367 people found this helpful.
Oh, okay. This person is a danger to themselves and others.
So you don't take this as sort of a pioneering attitude. This was a sick, demented activity.
I guess I don't know exactly what's in it. It's non-caustic chemicals. I know that much.
Mm-hmm.
But it's probably not something just to leave around in the open air next to your sink in a glass.
Ooh, lemonade. I love pulp.
True story. When I was younger, during a summer, there's this big pitcher full of bright blue liquid, and I thought, dang, I could really use some Gatorade right now. Filled the cup, drank, thought, looked to the left of the pitcher where there was a package of Miracle Grow.
Oh.
I thought, that's still kind of refreshing, but not what I want in my body.
Did you have like flashbacks to the Rugrat episode where a watermelon grows
in my
inside? Yeah.
I did not, but I'm like, oh, it was in the big pitcher. What am I supposed to do?
Your stomach lining's going to be protected by a layer of moss. You drink that stuff.
Yeah. That's
Your
cool.
intestines won't be able to absorb any nutrients.
And I have to
It'll just be a forest.
Gotta get some of this BioClean to get the bio out.
That's true. That's true. We found another application for this wonderful product.
Clear the moss.
Just for making gross glasses of cornflakes and oil, but also for getting that moss out your guts.
I don't know. There are so many things. What was this reviewer's name?
This reviewer's name was Firehorse, my friend.
How could I have forgotten? Firehorse's significant other must go through a lot, assuming they have one. Like, Firehorse clear and readily admitted, this isn't something I needed. But it was recommended, so I thought, what the heck, spend the money. And I don't know if it worked, because I didn't need it, and I'm not going, I'm not doing any tests to figure out if the flow through my pipes is increased whatsoever. But what I am doing is wasting food and running an experiment in my kitchen.
Yeah, this just kind of makes me think, old people need hobbies. Someone's got to teach this dude about Call of Duty.
Or like become an amateur like weather watcher or something.
Bird watching. Bird watching is actually kind of cool.
Yeah, birders know how to get wild. They hear there's a sick bird somewhere. They're like, 3-hour drive, no problem. I need to see this bird. It's on my list.
They wake up in the morning. The sun is shining. What is that? We hear the simple caw cuckoo of a bird, and we just think, pleasant but dribble. inferior bird-like creature, let me arise. They hear it and they're like, a black-footed wobbler chicken.
Yeah. Can you imagine using the excuse, boss, I'm not going to be in today. There's a gold-toed finch downstate, and, what else is personal time for? Deuces.
No, I'm not being crazy. I had my bio clean today, okay? I'm all cleaned up. I'm gonna be fine.
The Birder Bros are going to be there. We got a jet. Quietly.
We gotta fly, so to speak.
The Joneses have already seen this thing. I need to keep up with them.
I saw on Mr. Jones's counter, he had 2 glasses of pee, one with cornflakes, one without. All right? There are big things happening, boss, and I gotta see some birds before I can't anymore in this crazy world.
Gone.
Before there's no more birds.
This too is fleeting, and it shall pass.
Yeah, imagine being so bored, you're like, maybe I'll just clean my septic pipes.
Yeah, somebody recommended it down at the VFW.
Down at Warbler Watchers Anonymous.
Yeah, those birds. They're in my head.
In my head. If anyone out there does need their septic pipes clean, and this sounds like a product you might need, don't look at the pictures in these reviews. It's just various, piles of wet
mess,
greasy hair and lard and all sorts of sick things that these people are trying to show us here.
You don't want to see that.
You don't want to see that. I'm gonna purge these images from my head with a break, I think, here.
Let's take a break. Hey everybody, thank you for listening to our lovely little podcast. If you'd like to go above and beyond in supporting our show, or have the most fabulous conversation starter since sliced bread, go to reviewparty.com. Click on shop and explore some fabulous t-shirt designs.
Where's your favorite place to wear a t-shirt?
On my body.
Mine is at the store.
That is a good place to wear a t-shirt. Reviewparty.com. Click shop.
Why stop there?
Don't stop now.
Don't stop me now, because I'm buying a t-shirt. I'm buying a shirt.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second half of the episode. And welcome to Upon Further Review. That was Upon Further Review, making just a totally awesome entrance into your ear space.
It is invaded, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Upon Further Review is the segment where we take a look at the things we're kind of aware of, we think we know, and then we discover we really don't know a whole lot about that after all. Do we? I feel like a dummy. Good thing all the news articles today say things like, so-and-so reveals the reason for this. It's so comforting when people reveal the reason. It's like I'm in on the secret now. Reveal things to me. I am just I'm a little garbage person. World, reveal your secrets.
You throw that BioClean on Matt, he just disintegrates. Like a little cornflake in a glass.
I am If some people say they're a leaf on the stream of creation, I am a cornflake in the glass on Fire Horse's kitchen table.
That's your soul. That's your aura.
Yeah. Anyway, this time on Upon Further Review, the sun'll come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow we're going to learn about Little Orphan Annie. What do you know about Little Orphan Annie, Brent? Probably that song, right?
That song. She's got a hard knock life. That's the best song. They should just do Hard Knock Life 10 times. The soundtrack for that musical should be Hard Knock Life Reprise 1, Hard Knock Life Reprise 2. I also know that she has an adopted father who is bald and rich.
Good old Daddy Warbucks.
I know that while the lady at the orphanage is not nice, the mailman that comes is nice.
So you've probably seen a classic movie, correct?
I've seen a high school production of
High school
Annie.
Production. Okay, yeah.
I might have seen the movie too.
People like, and there was the remake recently, within the past 5-10 years, whatever. Yeah. So Little Orphan Annie, the film based on the musical. Musical came out in 1977.
It's only that old?
It's only that old. However, the story of Annie goes back farther than that. But yes, 1977, and they're like, let's kind of try and make this, let's try and comment on the depressing time of the Nixon era by setting it in the Depression era.
Yeah, the Great Depression.
So whatever works. I mean, people like it. The thing is, that musical was based on, I mean, we knew Little Orphan Annie existed before that. We've all seen A Christmas Story. Ralphie's listening to the Little Orphan Annie program. He's got his decoder pin. We know Little Orphan Annie goes back farther. So this musical was based on the comic strip Little Orphan Annie, which actually did pop up in the early 1924. Yeah, that's what I was going to say, and I didn't say it, but 1924 is when the comic strip came out, so almost Depression era where the movie and the musical are set.
So she started in the 20s were roaring, and we birthed Annie, but she did not know what the future would hold for her.
There's very little from those comic strips that actually translated to the musical, other than Annie being an orphan, who named Annie and who was little, as well as getting adopted by a Daddy Warbucks.
So this comic being adopted into a musical is sort of like how video games are adopted into movies.
I know
these days.
You're saying adopted, and I'm not even going to correct you because we're talking about orphans. Yeah, there was almost nothing recognizable other than the known commodity, Little Orphan Annie. The thing is that comic Little Orphan Annie was based on a poem from even earlier, from 1885, in fact.
Did people even have toilet paper back then? What were those times like?
It was a wild time.
I was about to jokingly say, did they even have cars? But no. Definitely didn't.
Not quite yet. Give them another 15 years and they might.
I think Ford was probably kicking around the old idea by then.
I think maybe like 1897 they were starting to get stuff. But 1885, the poem written by James Whitcomb Riley, who also wrote, what did he write? The Raggedy Man. It was one of his other prominent poems, but it's also well known because part of the name of that poem and part of the name of Little Orphan Annie were mashed together when the guy who made the Raggedy Ann dolls decided to name them Raggedy Ann. That's a
money-making move.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, before actually commenting on the poem itself, I will say Little Orphan Annie is actually based on an actual orphan who lived with this guy when he was a kid in like the 1850s.
In an orphanage.
No, his family, apparently the way things worked back then were you take an orphan into your home and they do chores and stuff, otherwise you give them back, in essence.
Oh.
They earn their keep.
Oh my God. So indentured servitude.
Kinda, yeah. Yeah, she's like, well, my mother died and my father's either dead or locked up, so I'm at an orphanage. Or my uncle's like, yeah, you can go be an orphan at the Riley house. And so our boy James was like listening to all the tales that this little orphan girl is telling him. Here's the thing, though. Her name wasn't Annie at all. It was Mary Alice, quote, Allie Smith.
Dun,
And the
dun,
poem,
dun.
the poem wasn't even called Little Orphan Annie until it was printed for the third time. It was originally known as The Elf Child. And he wanted to change the name to Little...
Dobby?
Close enough, yeah. There's a picture of her, and she's got the same little Dobby frock on.
Oh, my God.
He wanted to change the name to Little Orphant, with a T on the end, Allie, but whoever the guys at the print shop, they mixed up their L's and their N's, and it came out Little Orphant Annie. And he's like, well, it's selling, so what am I going to do?
Yeah, that's probably one of those, like, chocolate and peanut butters type marketing huge coincidence moments where...
Yeah.
If it was Orphan Alley, maybe, you know, that poem didn't get popular, the comic strip didn't happen, etc., etc.
Now I'll get to the poem, the essence of Little Orphant Annie. I'll note he was from Indiana, and he wrote this in 19th century Hoosier dialect.
Disgusting.
Now, there is a 1912 phonograph recording of the poet reading his poem, but this is a 62-year-old man. Picture your parents. Our parents are in their 60s, and they don't always have a good time with technology. This is a 60-year-old man in 1912 reciting his poem into a phonograph. So he doesn't have a good grasp of the technology. Also, it's a phonograph recording, so it sounds like garbage. Plus, I do theater. I can totally read a poem pretty darn good.
I've read hip-hop. Spoken
right.
word on
That's
here.
right.
You could do a poem.
Get ready for this. Again, I will say that this is written dialectically. So
give me the flavor.
It's got lots of flavor.
Yeah, you got to bite a couple pieces of corn before you read this.
Clink, clink, clink. Little Orphan Annie. Little Orphan Annies come to our house to stay, and wash the cups and saucers up and brush the crumbs away, and shoo the chickens off the porch and dust the hearth and sweep, and make the fire and bake the bread and earn her board and keep. And all us other children, when the supper things is done, we set around the kitchen fire and has the mostest fun, a-listening to the witch tales 'at Annie tells about, and the Gobbaloons 'd get you if you don't watch out. Once there was a little boy, wouldn't say his prayers, and when he went to bed at night, away upstairs, his mammy heard him holler, and his daddy heard him bawl. And when they turned the kivers down, he wasn't there at all. And they seeked him in the rafter room and cubby hole and press, and seeked him up the chimbley flue, and everywheres, I guess. But all they ever found was this pants and roundabout, and the Gobbaloons'll get you if you don't watch out. And one time a little girl 'ud always laugh and grin, and make fun of everyone and all her blood and kin. And once when they was company and old folks was there, she mocked 'em and shocked 'em and said she didn't care. And this as she kicked her heels and turned to run and hide, they was two great big black things a-standing by her side. And they snatched her through the ceiling, for she knowed what she's about. And the Gobbaloons'll get you if you don't watch out. And little Orphan Annie says, when the blaze is blue, and the lamp wick sputters, and the wind goes woo, and you hear the crickets quit, and the moon is gray, and the lightning bugs and dew is all squenched away. You better mind your parents, and your teachers fond and dear, and cherish them that love you, and dry the orphan's tear. And help the poor and needy ones that clusters all about, or the Gobbaloons'll get you if you don't watch out. How's that hit you?
Oh, that's wonderful. Very, very archaic, of course.
Yes.
But man, I really liked the stanza about the little smartass girl
getting pulled
carried away by
ceiling.
shadows.
Like, oh my God.
Yeah, I think she might. I think I might be a reincarnation of that little smartass girl Get in trouble for cracking wise to her elders.
We have company over. Don't you act smart.
Oh, and then the look at the camera and the big smile. I won't be acting smart.
Yeah. So you take that and you turn it into the sun'll be out tomorrow, or the goblins will get you. It's just such a wild transformation.
Yeah, I could take or leave Annie the musical. It is what it's a cultural touchstone.
It is.
It deserves to be respected in that way. But I kind of want to see the story about the kids getting carried away by the Gobbaloons a little more.
Yeah, Gobbaloons. There's one thing I didn't see until looking at this again today. Apparently, in the documentary Cracking Up, the Daryl Hammond story, comedian Daryl Hammond of SNL fame relates that his mother would stand in his doorway at night and recite the poem when he was a child.
Jeez!
That is horrifying. That's they say if you're in comedy, you have a dark past. But oh man, Daryl, poor Daryl.
Yeah, that is just torture. That is just psychological warfare.
I can see it too. Just like the lights on in the hall, and she's standing there, just one of the dark figures, ready to pull him away.
And then he still ended up a wisecracking smartass.
Yeah, he was that little girl.
Well, it backfired a little bit, didn't it, Mama? That's why I was picturing too. I was like, yeah, this poem was popular because this poem, parents love shaming their children, and then you can just do it in rhyme form.
Yeah. It apparently the alliteration and the rhymes and whatnot, and that it's crafted such that it sounds better than it reads because, good God, the way it's written. Yikes.
You found the cadence for sure. It was pleasing to the ears.
Thank you.
With the what would you say? Your flow was immaculate. As they say.
Yeah. It is written in regular iambic meter. So, bring it on, Shakespeare. I can handle. When
Shakespeare was master in the iambic pentameter, I wonder if he ever. Well, Shakespeare wrote about Gobbaloons and shit too. Gobbaloons. So
yeah, he did.
It's very fitting.
My guy Puck.
Yeah, I guess the craziest thing about that whole thing to me is like this was a cultural touchstone that no one remembers. You know, this fucking campy ass 1970s musical came around and just deleted that culture and replaced it.
Dumped on the radio show, it dumped on the comic book, and completely overshadowed this terrifying dark poem.
It's a hard knock life.
That it is.
For Gobbaloons. Happy review. Here for... Anyway, this is an Amazon review for Maxie's Creations, the mug with a hoop, 16-ounce basketball mug /coupe /cup /bowl.
March Madness.
Yeah, it's like it's a small cereal bowl or wide mug.
Okay.
Coming off the handle is a Samaric basketball hoop, and it depicts someone throwing small marshmallows into it. Just to paint a picture in your mind, Sephora Elazar Mota titles her review "Great for Gifts." All right. She writes, "I bought this for my friend who loves basketball, and she was so happy. She said it was very strong, and she's dropped it quite a few times without breaking. You know, I wouldn't suggest using it as a basketball, LOL, but I will say it is a bit sturdy. Enjoy it in good health if you do buy smiley emoji 5 stars."
That's a little personal. I'm gonna... Good health.
My heart's sort of warmed by that.
I don't know if I'm ready for that.
You don't want this sort of sentimental connection.
It's a bit of a commitment. What if I'm feeling sick and I want to dunkaroo some animal crackers into my chicken noodle soup?
Okay, so you want full freedom to Gobbaloon out all over this.
Gobbaloon in poor health. irreverent health when I'm downing just too much Cinnamon Toast Crunch in this thing. And sure, in good health if I'm feeling good.
If you can fill this thing with OxyClean and then throw cornflakes through the hoop.
Oh. Nightmares.
Nightmare. So what do you think? Are you in on this product? Is it a buy? Or do you not like the curse that the curse of warmth and kindness that this woman has put on the product?
Just dictating to us. Don't force me to enjoy things. It sounds like a fine product. It found for a gift, yeah. For me, I don't know. If you've got a friend who is in basketball or loves basketball, is also happen to be really clumsy, like I am with my words right now. It sounds like a buy, depending on the price, though.
Okay.
Price point is very important on novelty gifts like this. Because this thing probably, you got to hand wash it. This is stick in your dishwasher all awkward.
Yeah, you don't want that. You don't want the hoop to get chipped right off.
Exactly.
What's the point of the damn thing?
Ugh.
This thing is $26.
Woo! You better really like basketball.
There are some bullet points underneath. Brand, Max's Creations. Special feature, it is dishwasher safe, but I don't trust like that.
Yeah.
Color, orange. Very interesting. Material, stoneware.
Hey.
Occasion, get this. Christmas.
There's basketball around Christmas, I guess. I don't know how else to justify that.
Yeah. This is interesting. I don't know if I've seen this before. This has an Amazon breakdown about. It has stars, review stars by feature.
Hey, cool. I think I've seen every now and then something like that.
So this giftability 4.8, sturdiness 4.7, durability 4.6. I don't know what the difference is there.
Thank you.
Value for money 4.2. I don't know if I agree with that one.
No.
But yeah, this product's wild. It looks deep. It looks deeper than it looks. You know what I mean? You can really dunk a lot of b-balls in there. Oh, someone's practicing with cherry tomatoes. Very cute. All right, you got a review?
I do. This is actually one that I didn't realize was in the bundle that friend of comedy Eric sent over.
You found another gem in there,
I found another one from the bundle he'd sent over for the Amazon review of the Charms brand Fluffy Stuffed Cotton Candy 2.5-ounce bags, pack of 6 total. This is a review from Buggy Bell, and they title their review, What's Not to Love? Buggy Bell writes, I mean, really? Do you have to read reviews about cotton candy? It's pure sugar, fluffy goodness as usual. I guess if you aren't a sugar fan, then don't buy this. But otherwise, enjoy the greatness that is cotton candy. Your sweet tooth will thank you. My only recommendation is to be sure to have a toothbrush on hand. Wink, wink. 5 stars.
You know what, man? Fuck that review. Fuck that guy. That's stupid. I've had bad cotton candy. I've gotten cotton candy, like, prepackaged.
Yeah.
Buy the candy and the chips from a gas station, and it's been stale and shitty, dude.
You're just, like, crunching down on it.
Yeah. If you haven't had bad cotton candy, you're a privileged fuck, and I do not interact.
It's also kind of similar vibes of enjoy this in good health and with a toothbrush.
You used to take that as sort of self-serving smugness, you think, finishing a review like that?
My first read was kind of, what's the wink wink? That's a creepy wink wink.
Sure.
But yeah, after your previous review, I feel like everyone is trying to tell me how to live my life all of a sudden in their reviews.
Before Matt has a mental breakdown because these reviewers
wink wink
are wink winking at him, let's get to the plugs. Thank you, listener. for making it this far. The end of the episode. Lovely. It's been a ride. We got new episodes every Tuesday. You might say hashtag Tuesday Reviews Day. If you'd like to send us an absurd review for us to make fun of, like Eric, friend of comedy,
Yes.
sort of did just now. I don't know if we should thank him twice, all right? All right, Eric, I revoke that second thank you. You can earn another one, sir. But email a hyperlink of the funny review to reviewparty.com@gmail.com and include your name so we can give you some credit for it. You can send it on Instagram, Twitter, or elsewhere on the social medias. Matt might have something to say about that.
Hey. What's that?
Hi.
If you've got a phone, if you've got a computer, if you've got a Mac, if you've got a Tamagotchi, chances are you can probably access the internet on it, which means you can also access the various social media profiles of reviewparty.com. On Instagram and TikTok, you can find us at reviewparty.com. On Twitter, you can find us at reviewpartypod. We're posting stuff up there. We enjoy it. We hope you enjoy it too. If you don't know it exists, get out there, see it, see if you enjoy it, share it, or the Gobbaloons will get you. Also, you can go to reviewparty.com on the regular old interwebs, where you can read our blogs written about reviews, various styles. You can find every single episode we've put out, all the hosting platforms, which might be better or worse than the one you're listening on now. I don't really know. And there's our shop. See it. If you want to poke around, maybe you'll find secrets.
I've been pretty adamant during the plugs here and there over time that, hey, these are all friendly suggestions that you can do on your own good time, and we greatly appreciate it. But that all changes today. These are all demands. We've hired the Gobbaloons. They will be coming to get you if you do not follow us on every social media platform, listen to every episode on every listening platform, just to crank up the numbers for us. The Gobbaloons are around every dark corner, so be sure you're tapping that like. The nosebleeds, I've heard they got the I'm gonna tell them about these Gobbaloons. Hey, nosebleeds, you want people listening to your music? Hire these Gobbaloon fellows. But very big thanks to our homies Nosebleeds for letting us use their jam, Bread for Breakfast.
Yeah.
It's our theme song. You've heard it throughout the episode. If you like it, you can hear more jams by them. Spotify is a great place to do that. You just search Nosebleeds. That's one word in case you don't have a freaking dictionary. I've got a review to finish us off here. Hopefully Matt doesn't find it antagonistic. This is a review for Digimon X Bandai Digivice Virtual Pet Monster. Speaking of Tamagotchi.
Oh, cool.
These are the little Tamagotchi. It's a modern version of the little Tamagotchi clones.
Okay.
Digivice things. Jonathan Francis titles their review, Bad Battery Life and the Thickness of the Plastic Makes the Alarms Hard to Hear. They write, but whatever, Nostalgia Bomb, 5 stars. 5 stars.